First thing is, thank you, Benny. Okay, so the first thing we want to address is just some housekeeping for those from the Archdiocese of Atlanta. We will be doing certification codes for you, and those will be linked on our own diocesan landing page. And that being said, Matt, if you want to take off and maybe start with the diocesan landing pages and some samples of that so they know what they're looking for, and we can move on from there.
Okay, I will. I hadn't planned on pulling that up, so it'll take me a moment to pull that up here. Michelle, if you want to continue on, just riffing here and give me 2 minutes to pull that up.
I should have warned you. I'm sorry. Okay, the first thing I want to get people to try to do is, most importantly, that this is a conference that needs to be covered in prayer. And that being said, I will put the link for the Sign Up Genius prayer link that's there. And what I'm going to encourage you folks is to, let me get it into the chat, encourage you to reach out. This is one way to reach out to people who are not strictly your catechists. Reach out to the Altar Guild, reach out to the Knights of Columbus, ask them to cover this conference in prayer. Because last year we were running so fast and furious because of COVID and having to pivot that we kind of ignored the fact that we needed to be praying on this. We need to be praying through it. So if you can get your people to basically watch with us 1 hour. So put that out to all the different groups, adult faith groups, anybody that you can think of in the parish, and ask them to spend 1 hour praying for the success of this conference. And again, that gives you an opportunity to promote it and say for yourselves, check it out. It's free, register. But please, more importantly than anything else, pray for us. So
right,
go ahead. You got it, Matt?
I'm all set now. Okay. So, so like you said, 16 dioceses strong. This is incredible. We've been saying main effort is really you all the PCLs and getting the word out to people. I'd say the main effort is certainly the prayer. That's one thing that we've learned through many a trial. When we haven't covered these events in prayer, we experience the spiritual warfare. Now, the spiritual warfare is going to show up regardless, right? We're working in ministry and we're working in the kingdom. But we can draw some weapons out of that spiritual arsenal and be a little bit more proactive and take the fight to the enemy, as I'd like to say as a former Marine. So what I'm going to go through is just a quick orientation again to the registration page. We've got some new resources that are on there that are going to be important to know and share with some of your catechists. Give you an orientation to the promotional resources that we've added, do a quick recap of the promotional schedule, and then take any of your questions. As we get started here, first I want to share what the bumper looks like for the promotional video. So this is the drafts. We just had the New Jersey diocese come on last week, so we still need to add those. So if there's any PCLs from New Jersey, you're not going to see yourselves on there yet, but you will see yourself added into this bumper. I'll go ahead and share my screen. I was really excited about this, and make sure also that I'm sharing. Let's see. There's also the ability to share my audio. Let me see if that's something I can share here as well. All right, Benny, I don't know. This might have been something where perhaps the audio was going to be something that I could. Let me see what I can do here. It might have to be a preset, but what I'm going to do, you're not going to be able to hear it, folks. I'll take my earbuds out, and maybe you'll be able to hear it through.
Maybe you'll be able to hear it through my MacBook. All right. So, but this is what it's going to look like if you don't hear it. I don't know if you caught some of it there, but that's a little bit more. Okay, fantastic. Good. I'm going to throw my earbuds back in. And
Get set back on these.
And just for everybody's knowledge that may have not known, last year, this is the same music. So we've got that continuity that we had last year, but it's completely different as far as the bumper looks. So it's good and new.
And it's appropriate. It's the conference is, I want to say, completely different, but certainly expanded in its brand. So excited here. So right now, also to give you an idea of where we are at registrations, we're hovering right around 1,500 participants. And I'm really excited about that because it's not just 1,500 lives that are going to be touched, but I think of all the catechists that are going to, and the PCLs and the religious ed instructors, everything, that are volunteers are going to go out and touch 10 more lives or 20 more lives or 100 more lives. So this is one of those conferences that we have that I know is going to have that exponential return. And one day we'll be able to see the full fruits of this. Here right now, I've jumped into one of our diocesan pages. This is obviously for Orlando. We've got a message from their bishop. And so not every single diocesan page is going to have a message from their bishop. But if there is one, this is where you're going to be able to find it. And so there's going to be a drop-down menu inside of the conference. This is something that's not public just yet. See diocesan pages. And so when you're talking to people, if there's something specific that you want them to find, be it a message from your bishop, a little welcome message, they're at least going to have a welcome message to them. If there's anything for them to download in terms of certification forms, like Michelle spoke about earlier, I know the Archdiocese of Atlanta is going to have that. It's really on the individual diocese to have those things available, but they can come here and download those items directly here. And then just some little bit on their on how to get to their website and also their Facebook and social media pages that are there.
So that's one place for y'all to start. AOA people, you know that, but other people who are joining us from other dioceses, start with your the welcome video, but then make sure you check your landing page for your own individual diocese.
Yes.
We will also have a welcome from our Archbishop. We'll have a welcome for the general conference from Andy and Monica in English and Spanish. Also something from Bishop Ned in Spanish as a welcome, but also Office of Catholic School Superintendent is going to be on there, encouraging teachers to watch certain videos and make sure that they all realize that they too, no matter what they teach, are a catechist. So that's how we're handling it for AOA.
The other piece that you'll be able to find there is if we have, not every single diocese is doing this, but if they're going to have a meeting for all the PCLs, so dioceses want to have a meeting, have a like a Zoom call on either Friday or Saturday for the PCLs, you'll find that join link there to register for that meeting. Okay, getting into the updates that we've done to the actual page here. So you can still come and see, we've added all the dioceses there, and that looks great. Download the conference program. So people can download that conference program and they can at least get the instructors' names and also the titles. We're going to be releasing something next week that's going to have descriptions, okay? And this is a bilingual document that we've got here as well. So there'll be more on this, but this is great for as far as a planning tool if you've got a watch party set up. More on that in a moment. They've also got the schedule here. So we've got live sessions on Thursday evening, Friday evening, and then the bulk of the sessions are going to be on Saturday morning between 9 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There's going to be a live worship schedule here as well. So something to know is we're going to have just online adoration streaming throughout the conference. We're going to have a Divine Mercy Chaplet that's going to be live at 3 o'clock on Friday. Each of the dioceses on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the primary partners that we've got are going to be sharing daily rosaries that'll be releasing on each one of those days as well. So those are going to be recordings of those rosaries. And then on Saturday, we're going to have some sort of a benediction at 3:30, closing out our adoration for the conference. We're also going to have music by OCP. That's going to have some reflection music, and also the is it the Sisters of the Unleavened Bread?
Sisters of the Unleavened Bread, and they're delightful.
Are going to be providing some Lectio Divina for us as well. So there's a lot of resources in here that are good, just almost like retreat prayerful resources that you can do. And if you're doing that watch party, you can weave those in. Nothing like Lectio Divina doing that in a group.
Yeah, and there'll be one in English for that and one in Spanish supplied by the sisters.
Fantastic. our list of speakers here, but hosting a watch party, this is something I thought I updated this. Is this still the case? No, I got to go back and hit the update button for that. But that is actually, once I publish that, this button here is going to give you a document that Terry over at the the Diocese of Raleigh and her team put together that walks you through as PCLs how to actually do a watch party. Michelle, I don't know if you've had that document handy and you can pull it up. I can pull it up if need be. I just gotta shut off my screen share for a moment. Why don't I do that, Michelle? I'll pull it up right now. Okay. So while we're doing that, Michelle, go ahead.
Yeah, that was done by kudos to Terry Baldwin and her team in Raleigh. This is not something just for this conference, guys. It's both in English and in Spanish. Any kind of gathering you're going to be doing for like a teaching outside of this conference, you can utilize this document. It is a step by step by step, doesn't miss anything, detailed who, what, where, when, how to promote. It's everything you need. So keep this document. It's very important and it's very useful, not only for the conference for watch parties, but let me also mention something extremely important in regards to watch parties. It is imperative, please, to make sure that if you are doing a watch party, that each of your participants have individually registered for the conference, because we need to have those numbers. We need to build, that helps us build excitement, but it also will make sure that they have complete access to, starting on Thursday, to start watching the videos. They may want to watch something else. They may want to watch it before they watch it with the group. So please make sure that even if you're having a watch party, it's imperative to make sure each of those catechists are registered for the conference.
And Benny, if you can drop that screen share back to me, I know I keep ping ponging on you. I'll pull that document up because it really is, like Michelle was saying. Thanks, Benny. It's a really a well put together document. Okay. So just walking through this, a little bit about the conference, some of our keynotes that we've got in the presentations and the live chat schedule that's there. So this is that upfront information for y'all to start putting together your own watch party schedule. Some information on how to just where to for people to enroll, some information on the prayer, just some steps to success that we've got here. Building your team. It's always great to have a team that's able to jump into this. A little bit on target audiences of people that you'd like to invite. Okay, so it doesn't have to be just people that are volunteers and catechists. Like Michelle said before, you never know where your volunteers are going to come from. When I was a DRE, when I was a PCL, most of my volunteers came from the parents of my kids that were going through the program. So you look at those people that are going to have kids rising through the grades. Oftentimes you want to be able to invite them as well. Picking your venue, right? So you can actually have a gathering space. And we know also that there's this crazy COVID Delta thing that's going on. We're not sure 2 weeks from now what gathering capabilities are going to be. So this is something that you can also, it's not as effective, right? We like getting together, especially now, but you can do this even a watch party as a group, right? And it's just really the host being able to stream some of those videos that you're going to watch and hosting a, some group breakout sessions. Want to make sure the technology, and I love how Terry put this together because she made it so that each one of these sheets, you can just kind of hand it to the person that's responsible for each thing. And so it's really good. It's a really good tool for delegation. So just some checklists. Putting together your budget, like Michelle said before, this is something you could use for any sort of gathering. I think we're going to see more of these watch parties in the future just because they're very, they just work, right? It doesn't, you get kind of the human element of being able to interact with one another, but then you get the element of having some live presenter that comes in a very affordable way, right? It can be quite a steep price to bring somebody in on site. It's great if you can do that, if you got the budget for it. There's a good budget friendly way of doing that. And this is also a model of what one of those watch party schedules might look like. So not prescriptive, but a recommendation for you. And then finally, it's just kind of putting together your own scheduling worksheet, your communications plan for people, everything from social media to putting things out into the bulletin. I'll get into a moment all the different promotional resources that we have at your fingertips. You can just go online and download those to start promoting as well. And then just your registration page, right? Again, we want these people to still sign up so that we can have that direct communication with them and give them access directly to the conference. But I think Terry just did a great job putting this whole thing together.
And one thing to keep in mind again, folks, you can do a watch party with this conference if you buy the diocesan support pack at any point in the future up to May for audio and video. So next May, you can still have from now until next May, not only for this conference, but also the Bible conference that comes with the support pack. So we're basically giving you access to a full year plus of videos. You're going to have like over 120 videos that you can use for scripture, you can use for RCIA, you can use for any of your groups, adult faith formation. This gives you this option. So make sure you keep the document.
Yes, I think we designed this diocesan support pass. Not only does it support the diocese, so whenever somebody signs up under one of the participating dioceses, that diocese will get half of the proceeds that go towards that diocesan support pass will be donated back to their faith formation efforts. So it certainly has a giving back component to it. But we wanted to give something that was going to equip you to be able to have that ongoing formation for your catechists as well. And so this is one of the things that we had. We did this at the beginning of the year. Steve Ray, we partnered with him. But we got Scott Hahn, we got Sonia Corbett, we got a number of amazing, over 50 presenters that contributed to this. We have live session replays. We have workshops that are how to use the catechism and the Bible together. Just really great resources, especially in the year of the Bible, where a lot of people are doing that Bible in a year. To really start to dive into the Bible and understand it as well, not just read it, but see it through the lens of people that can understand it. So there's 20 to 30-minute videos that come with that. There's also audio recordings that come with those things as well. And so those audio recordings are things you can download and you can have in your arsenal and be able to share with your catechists as well. So it's really, I think this is a great investment for PCLs to make in this. Very affordable, $50 pass. And there's tons of resources for you to be able to share with people. I know some people that are planning on getting this pass and then having regular formation nights with their catechists where they can pick one of those videos either from the Bible conference or from the catechist conference here and just have a little, watch party group discussion that goes along with this. But it's a very affordable ongoing formation package that you have here. Registering for free. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, because I've been asked this, and I neglected yesterday to talk about it with the diocesan leaders. If someone registers for free and they decide on Sunday afternoon, I'm not done and I want to get the support pack, that doesn't affect their free registration. They can go back in at any time during the conference and upgrade, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say for everybody, just drive them to this page and we just want people to register for the conference at this point.
Correct.
Okay. So they want to pick the free pass here, diocesan support pass here. Those are your two options. As far as promoting the event, we've got really three major channels that we've got. There's social media. Most of us our parishes have some small social media pages. That's a great way to just get out there. But social media is really it's an amplifier, but it's never really that effective primary mode of communicating. What we still find is the best mode of communicating is emails. And I know what you might be thinking. I get tons of emails. People still open their emails, and it's still the most effective way of marketing. And so we have some social media graphics where you can come in here. We're adding more to these. So we've got some individual presenters, some of our headliners. We're going to put all the social media graphics in here. Some will even include talk titles and things like that for you to be able to drip this out onto your social media channels. There's even some copy that you can just copy and paste here for your social media posts. We've got some in English and in Spanish there as well. We've also got some recommended emails. So there's a recommended email copy here, and also just some highlighted graphics that you can come download some of those graphics, download the email copy as well. There's an event flyer. This thing I think is going to be something that's going to be a great tool for you. Take
Matt,
this. Go
hang
ahead.
on a minute. We can only see. I'm still seeing only the watch party document.
Okay. I resume share. How about this? I'm going to do Share my
Thanks.
whole desktop. How about that?
There you go. That'll be
Thank you.
everything. There you go.
So much
Okay.
more. Okay, so all I did, folks, is I came to the promote this event tab that's at the top of the page, clicked on that, and that's how I got here. Here's your social media graphics. You can click on the green button to be able to go in and get some of those downloadable resources here. And there's even some copy, like I said before, some copy that you can click on that shows, hey, just copy paste that goes with the graphic that you pick. So we want to make this very easy for you to be able to jump in here and just start promoting stuff without putting too much thought into it. Email still the most effective way. You can download some email copy, and then there's some resources, some graphics that kind of highlight just how this is growing to be an East Coast conference. We wish we could just call it the East Coast Conference, because that's really what it is right now. This is a little bit too late to pivot, but we're paving the way to be able to do that in the future. And then this resource, I think, is going to be a really one that most of you are going to use. It's just a downloadable flyer. It's meant to be a digital flyer because it's interactive. I can download that, and then all the actual links in here, you can actually click those, and they'll take them to wherever they're going. Right. So once you download this, there's pieces here. You can see that that's live. That's live. Register for this for free today. That's live. So sure, you can print this off, but I'd say just send this as an attachment in your emails. And ultimately, we want to get people to the registration page. That's where the bulk of their questions are going to be answered. And that's the goal. We know that when we get people to the registration page, most likely they're going to be able to convert to a registration at that point. Okay. Final thing here is to get into that, that cadence I spoke about. All right, so some of you have seen this already. I think dioceses have been putting this out, but we started this back at the beginning of July. Here we are, we're almost on the cusp of August, and we're about, gosh, 2 weeks away. We're closing on 2 weeks away to the conference now. So if you haven't started promoting this week is the time to start promoting this. And really all it is, folks, is getting it on people's radar. If you feel like, I'm behind, I haven't been promoting, you're not behind. It's a virtual event, and I can promise you this, we see the hockey stick curve whenever we do our registrations for any of our virtual events. It happens in the last 5 days leading up. And that's where we get up to 60% of our registrations come in those last 5 days. Now, that being said, it doesn't mean wait till the last 5 days. We certainly want to do a push in those last 5 days. But a lot of those fruits, that harvest that we're reaping and that hockey stick curve in our registrations is because of the seeding that you all do leading up to that event. So people will see it. They'll be, that looks good. And then they'll move on to something else. And then they'll see a social media post and be like, oh, okay, yeah, like that's right, this thing is coming up. I got to get to that, but I got other stuff to do. And all of a sudden it'll be 2 days before and they're like, it's time to sign up, boom. And they'll start signing up at that point. And so really now is a good time to get those. We have some bulletin announcements, that you can take and put into your bulletins as well. That's on that promotional page. So that should be in your bulletins at this point for your upcoming bulletin. If you can get it in next week, great. If not, the week right before the conference, awesome. If you can make some pulpit announcements, if your parish priest will allow you to do that, awesome. Everybody needs to be emailing their catechists. I know they're on vacation. Email your catechists, right? Still email your catechists to get the word out for them and just invite them to this, right? This is going to be a great resource for them. They're going to benefit as much as their students, if not more than their students, of being able to come through this. All right, I'm going to stop my screen share and open it up for any questions that have come through. You can chat in your questions or raise your hand and we can call on you.
Yeah, don't be shy. Now's the time to ask, folks, because we want to make sure you have exactly what you need. And I think VCC has gone above and beyond board, giving us turnkey promotional materials that we can just literally pick up and run with. So I appreciate everything VCC has done, but let us know, is there anything else? You do have a shout out for the Marines there, Matt, in the chat. Hoorah!
Semper Fi.
Yes, Semper Fi. I've got crazy brothers too. I mean, Marine brothers too.
Yeah, a little crazy.
Okay, so not
Thanks,
seeing anything. Anybody raising their hand or have a question?
Reminder of where to access the materials. Okay, so if you, one way of getting there is just going to virtualcatholicconference.com. Okay, virtualcatholicconference.com, you can get to the diocesan registration pages from there. So if you just go to virtualcatholicconference.com, I'll put that link
I got it in the chat.
in. Okay, fantastic. And let's see if I can still screen share. I can. Okay, you can see here, go to VCC. And if you scroll down, you can see, boom, there we are. We got that and some of our other upcoming conferences. This is going to be a fun one here too. So that's something too. We are always, a little plug here for VCC. We're always putting out these online conferences, and they're great resources for people to come in and just get some great, some more ongoing formation. This conference, Reclaiming Faith and Family, is addressing how difficult it's become just to even enter into a conversation with those people that are closest to us about Jesus, right? There's so much division that we have here, and we want to equip people with just some practical skills in entering a dialogue, right? Not necessarily going to that frontal attack, but how do we take some of those, in my Marine reference here, how do we kind of go in the back door, right, with our evangelization tactics? I think that is going to be a great conference as well for some of your catechists. So we'll have that and some other conferences that we'll always be posting here. But all you have to do to get to the registration resources is click on this, and boom, it'll take you right to this page. Promote this event. That's where you can find all those promotional resources.
Okay, Matt, we had a question on the live Q&As, the live chats. Hang on, let me get back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, load chat. Hang on, it's not loading my chat right now. Oh, there we go. What is the best way for watch party groups to join the live Q&A sessions on the Saturday? So you have any tech thoughts about that?
So I would say a great resource is to download. Like I said, I thought I published it. I failed to publish it yesterday, so I'll get that up as soon as this call is done. You'll be able to go to the registration page and download that resource. It's available right now in your promotional resources as well. That same folder where you can get the flyers, you can find those watch party guides as well. Okay, so that's going to be your first resource for it. When you host your watch party, you're going to need to have internet access. Okay, that's going to be an important component to where you select your location. From there, inside the conference, all right, so when I say inside the conference is going to be behind a password protected site. So you log into the conference, you'll have access to that the morning of. We'll be releasing those at 8 in the morning on Thursday, August 12th. You'll be able to access, and you'll be able to find those live links, right? There's going to be a live events tab, and you'll be able to find those links there to join. Now, those are going to be, there's going to be some buttons on there to add those events to a calendar invite, but there's not a registration link for those events. On the day of, at the time of, you click the button that says go into this room for this event, and it's going to open the Zoom room just like the one that we're in right now. And so that's the way, get everybody in their room, hook up a teleprompter or hook up a computer to a flat screen TV or whatever you've got to be able to get it up on the wall, and everybody will be able to engage in that Q&A, and you just designate somebody from your group to pass those questions that you've got. But those live Q&As aren't really going to be discussion formats, right? The discussion groups are really for you to come up with your own based on some of the live event, or some of the recorded talks that you plan on watching as a group, and say, okay, we're going to watch this half-hour talk, and then we're going to break off in discussion groups. We've got some discussion questions that we came up with before this, or we're just going to have a general discussion on these things. Does that answer? I think that I hope that answers the question.
Everything will be, yeah, thank you, Matt. Everything will be opened up as of 8 a.m. on the 12th. So access to all the videos will be 8 a.m. on the 12th. And so, Jose, I hope that answers your question. And again, you can, if you've got the free pass, you get on Sunday and decide, I need access further on, then, you can pick up on that diocesan support pack. Let's see, one more chat.
And for your planning to plan on those videos, forgive me, Michelle.
Go ahead.
Plan on those videos for your planning purposes to be roughly 30 minutes long.
Correct.
Okay. Some have exceeded that a little bit. Okay. But plan on those for planning purposes, you can't go wrong with a 30-minute watch time for a video.
Right. Now the live chats we have planned last year, we didn't know any better. We kept them to 30 minutes. This year we know that that was barely time to people to even get into the room, listen to the speaker, ask questions, interact. So we're expanding those up to an hour. So each of the live chat sessions we have planned for an hour. We have live chats for all the keynote speakers. For them, solo is a live chat. The other thing we've done is we built, instead of every individual speaker having a live chat option, we are making it more of a group panel under certain discussion topics. So we have disabilities, we have an intercultural, we have RCIA panels in English and Spanish. So in order to try to maximize, because last year we found out we divided so much that it was hard for people to get into a room, and you can't really have a viable discussion with like 1.5 people. So we've decided to make these panels, hoping that in doing so, that we will be able to get more people in. A more lively and viable discussion will go on. We did feel that the keynote speakers warranted their own live session. So like a Mark Hart, something like that, that warrants it, or like the Bible in the Year follow-up. Father Mike Schmitz couldn't join us, but Father Jim Chern, who runs a Facebook group on this, could join us. So a lot of discussion there. If you've got anybody who's doing Bible in the Year, get this conference thing out to them. They'll come just to listen to Father Mike's one talk and talk to Father Jim Chern. They're, speak to the strengths of the conference, find out that audience, grab that speaker graphic of Father Mike Schmitz and plop it and send it out to those Facebook groups. They'll join. And go ahead. There was a question.
There's a question about when all the live talks are going to, or all the recorded talks are going to be available. Is that going to be on Thursday, or is it going to be on Friday? I know right now we say on the schedule that they're all going to be available on Friday, but you and I were having a discussion on that.
Yeah, we're going to change that to Thursday because we know we need people to have the time.
Very
good. Rosa's happy about that. Okay, thank you, Rosa. I'm glad I've made somebody happy this morning.
Yeah, I'll make that update. Numbers again, we're about 1,500 people, and so again, we just hit those promotions. I see this being on pace for over 5,000. We're going to start promoting. Also, VCC is going to start promoting to our massive list that we've got. So there's going to be people from across the United States that are participating on this. There's going to be people that are from across the world that are going to be participating in this as well.
And we had that last year when we were solo, so I expect it to be bigger this year. So, some people have asked, particularly in Archdiocese of Atlanta, if they can figure out who has registered from their particular parish, because they want to put the kind of touch on those people who have not registered yet. And I don't know if we can supply that.
Yeah, we don't have the ability to
I
get
didn't think so.
that specific on this. So it's as far as the way that we're capturing the data, we can't parse it down that finite. Okay. And do we just email? Lorraine says, do we just email Catechist the original email? As long as the original email has the instructions on how to join, that's it. It's driving traffic to the registration page and telling them this is going to be a good investment. All right.
And there's a great email on the promotional page. Literally, it's a cut and paste. So there's another email there that you can utilize. Yes, they're going to be the speaker graphics are for the Hispanic speakers. They're Hispanic speaker graphics in Spanish, correct?
The
speaker graphics. Does it say?
Right now, no, we don't have the individual talk titles in bilingual.
Spanish.
We have everything in Spanish.
Everything in English. Okay.
Everything in English right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but the speaker
flyer
is bilingual.
Correct. So Matt, you've got that where you can pull it up so they can just see that again?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure,
thank you.
All right.
Okay,
Benny, you got it.
Thank you, Benny.
And we got a hand raised too from I think Rosa.
Okay, Rosa, what would you like to say?
Yes, I was asking about the social media where you have the photos for each speaker. If we're gonna have those for some of the Spanish speaking speakers for social.
We've got
yes.
I know we got Evan Lemoyne there right now, but we've got that was just kind of, we were getting some of the headliners up front there first, but we're going to be now putting into that folder all of the speakers that we've got. So English, Spanish, the whole works. You're going to go through there.
Perfect. Thanks.
Okay, I think we have covered.
And know this too, like if you're hitting an actual Hispanic audience, so the only Spanish speaker audience, send them this page, right? And so we've got this is, everything is in Spanish here, okay? So we've got the two pages.
2 options. So, and
And
if
they
you
can
need
toggle
anything
back and
else,
forth.
yeah, let us know. Which draft? I didn't see who was saying that. Mary Karen? Oh, there will be there is a final that will go up.
When will that go up? Just so we can review the talks and decide which ones we want to show.
Those should already be up on the website. What might have been grabbed might have been a draft, but we have those up on the website as far as the speaker list, which is download this brochure or look at this
But it
brochure.
says watch for updates about additional workshops and speakers at the top, which makes
Yeah,
me think.
that's not what's on the website, but
I got that from the website just now.
Okay,
So
then
with the
it'll be
download the
updated.
conference Program, okay.
It'll be
This
updated.
looks draft. Thank you.
Yeah, and to clarify with this, I just put that link to it. This is as final as it can be. I mean, any tweaks are going to be so minimal. This is as good a planning document as you're going to get. So you can go ahead and you can run with this one. The only thing that we've had, I think, the last week has been like slight tweaks to the change of a title, but not really changing the content of the title or anything like that. It's
Correct.
really minimal tweaks.
There's a missing speaker to be determined. Effective catechesis and engaging learners to be determined under methodology.
I will check that.
Okay. Sorry.
No, thank you for pointing it out. I appreciate that.
No, yeah, and like I said, it's so even if it's let's call it a 98% solution right now, but we can execute really well on a 98% solution on this one. But yes, what we're going to have is a program that has descriptions that goes along with this. But you can gather a lot of what the topics are going to be based on just the titles alone too.
Great, but thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate that. We
Thanks,
always,
Mary Karen.
yeah, appreciate that. A couple last things. I can also send, after this meeting, we will send the recording out. We will also send out a PDF of a You're Invited that Raleigh was nice enough to put together. And it's literally a one sheet that's click here for this, click here for that. You can run with it. It's another great promotional piece. Catechist pins, if you ordered them, there they are. Okay. We will be getting those out. If you happen to have, if you're AOA, Archdiocese of Atlanta, and happen to know anybody that works at the Chancery that's part of your parish, if you can save us some shipping costs, I will get it to that person. They can get it to you. The other thing that I really want to point out on this, we had a very generous donor that fronted the entire costs of the printing of both the pins and the cardboard backing. That's Science of Sainthood, Matthew Leonard. Please, before you give their catechist this pin, you tell them, I want you to take out your cell phone. I want your QR code reader. I want you to take a picture of this. I want you to sign up for the free trial. This man put a lot of time. He's got a wonderful, and Matt, you know him a little bit better later, but he's got a wonderful website. It's a 2-week free trial. So this is something additional that your catechist can use to have in their back pocket to inspire them to be a better catechist and a better disciple. So please take advantage of that. The last thing I need to mention is that we will have, after this meeting, going out in a separate email. Our platinum sponsor this year, again, as they were last year, is St. Paul Center. Many of you are probably aware of them. They're associated with Franciscan University. Amazing people. Dr. Scott Hahn, just a wonderful array of different information, webinars, and I know some of you are Franciscan alumni, so shout out to you guys. Thank you, Elizabeth. But what they're trying to do at St. Paul Center, they are trying to be more responsive in these future conferences. They want to know what kind of resources you're looking for as DREs, as parish catechetical leaders, as catechists. So what I'm asking you to do pre-conference, you will get this. It's a very short, like a 7-question poll. They also have, they're great. They have some built-in incentives. So you get to be put in for, if you even answer the poll, you get to be put in for this really great group of books or a certain percentage off your next purchase for St. Paul Center. They have amazing stuff. So I encourage you, please, to get this out also to your catechists, for you also as the identified parish catechetical leaders for the conference. If you would please make sure you take the poll. We want to make sure that we give honor to the fact these people trusted us to get on board with this, to promote this, to make this happen, because without this kind of support from these sponsors, this would not have happened. So I want to make sure that they have invested well and wisely, that we get what they're giving us and we give back what little they're asking of us. So if that makes sense. Okay, how can I get those pins? We had 5,000 pins. They are all currently spoken for. We had sent out for Archdiocese of Atlanta and to the diocesan partners a request for those pins. If I have any more, send me an email. If I can spare any more that someone decides, hey, I don't need those, send me an email, please, and I'll see what I can do for you. But right now, all the pins are spoken for. So, what we could do is we could see if we can order more, but there would be a charge to those, and that would have to be shouldered by the people ordering them. So, okay. Any other questions? Any thoughts? Are you excited? I've been watching. Thank you, Luis. I have been watching screening some of these videos. They are quality. They are top shelf. They're inspiring. They're fun. People have put a lot of work into these things. So I hope you're excited. I know we are. Please go out there and spread this words. Get your catechist excited. Get your pastor excited. Get your pastor signed up. There's your challenge. I'm throwing down the gauntlet to you. That's your challenge. Get your pastor to sign up. I got the chaplain to Pius. He's already registered. So get out there and work on those people. Okay. Somebody had a question. St. Jude. Benny, can you bring some pins to St. Jude? We'll talk offline. I'll see what it'll take to get Benny to get you your pins, but we'll work this out. So thank you about that. Let's see. Anything else before we let you all go?
Just one final thing for the New Jersey diocese that are with us. If we have any PCLs from there, there's still going to be a live event that's going October 21st through 24th. So if any of your people sign up for this event, they're automatically, and they just got to select that they're from your diocese in the drop-down menu. They're going to be registered for that live event that you still plan on doing in October as well. So sat down with your diocesan leaders yesterday, and we got that plan in action. So still drive people to sign up for this event, even if you're from New Jersey and you've got the live event going on later on in the fall.
Okay, so I encourage you again, look at that diocesan support packs for our AOA or anybody else. So you click on that. That gives you access as a DRE or PCL in perpetuity, but audio and video till next May, and then downloadable MP3s for our conference and the Bible conference. And we've basically then given you the ability to have a year's plus worth of material that you can use with your people. So I think we're good. Any last questions or any last chats? Okay, I want to really thank y'all. I know you're doing your own jobs and you're taking on this responsibility too to get this word out. I appreciate everything you're doing. The Archdiocese appreciates everything you're doing. All our 16 partners appreciate everything you're doing as this conference and just getting things ready for the fall and getting things ready to launch again. I'm going to ask God's blessings to rain down upon everything that you're doing in his name, to build the discipleship and to build the kingdom. So you guys are awesome. I thank you. The recording, as soon as it's done, we'll send that out to you, and in a separate email that poll from St. Paul Center as well. So go forth, promote, and then promote. So thank you. God bless.